Alrighty, so for anyone that is watching this on YouTube, if you guys do want to trade live with me every single day inside of Team Bull, join an amazing community filled with a bunch of amazing traders, make sure to join the Discord. That link will be down in the description. Anyways, today we are going to be doing a trade recap on QQQ and how we caught the literal top at 381.07. So, do I want to talk about SPY first? Yeah, we'll talk about SPY first. So I actually ended up missing a trade on SPY. I had a level drawn on ES. As you can see, I took Friday's high down to this low point right here for potential rejects. And you can see in the morning that ES actually got very close to the area and then ended up rejecting. I didn't have this drawn on SPY at first. So this is why it's important to do your analysis both on the futures and SPY and QQQ. Because if we take Friday's high down to the pre-market low right here, what did SPY reject? 449.8 to the penny. But I didn't have that drawn on my chart, and unfortunately wasn't able to catch that trade. If you caught it, then you were able to catch a move down to like 449.12, nothing crazy on SPY, right? But I saw that and I was like, okay, maybe QQQ is coming up to a retracement as well. So hopped on over to QQQ, and I did the same exact thing. Took Friday's high all the way down to Friday's low at this 378.12. And originally I had the 50% retracement on. As you can see, I took it off. Boom. 50% retracement was right there. I think we had a little bit of price action. Yeah. So we started denying it here, which typically when we reject or bounce or any type of price action off the 50% retracement like this, it increases the probability that we are going to see some kind of price action at that 61.8. So I started to see SPY rejected off of that 50% retracement, which validates that, okay, people are probably using that pivot high to pivot low. Then I saw QQQ started rejecting off of this 50% retracement. So I was like, okay, let's watch this 61.8% retracement. So as we see on the 5-minute time frame, typically what I'll look for on higher time frame fibs is a large move going into the reject, because when we trade, price is never just going to go straight up. Price is never going to go straight down. We're more than likely going to get some kind of pullback, right? It could just be setting a higher low before a higher high, or a lower high before a lower low. We don't know which one it's going to do, but what it could also do is just completely fall apart and come down and start setting new lows, as we can see happen on QQQ if you're talking about the opening low as as our low point and then looking for a higher low somewhere right here. So we don't know if it's going to do this and come back up. We don't know if it's going to do this. All we know is that the risk to reward in this scenario is getting a reject with a stop loss right on the opposite side. We could catch a move down into the higher low. We could catch a move all the way down into a new lower low. We don't know. So go ahead and delete all of this. Again, zooming out the way that I found it, simply taking Friday's high all the way down to Friday's low. There's our 61.8. So we had the big move going into the area, which is what I like to see if I'm doing counter trend trades with fibs. So we open up at 379.76 and go straight up to 381, right? This is a $1.30 move on SPY. Given in this market that we've been in, that's a relatively large move in the first 10 minutes with no pullback, right? So I started watching this 381.07, and as price came up, I always break it down to smaller time frames. As price comes up, I like to watch the 1 minute. We came up, it was lower volume at first on this candle, but once it came up and it started pushing down, that's when that volume started to come in. So, okay, sellers are in the area, check, big move into the area, check. And we waited for the candle close before getting short. You always want to wait for the candle close. Actually, not all the time do I wait for the candle close, but I would say like 90 to 95% of the time. Reason being, if we entered 30 seconds into this candle, there's still another 30 seconds that it has to trade. By the end of that 30 seconds, it could come up and start breaking above this area, right? So as the candle closed, or it was like, hold on, let me see the actual time that I got filled on this trade. Let me see. Orders filled. Yeah, 939. So right after that candle close, that 938 candle close is when I got short. So price ended up pushing back down to the downside. We got short at this 939, and I personally caught it down towards the VWAP area. Obviously, it went a lot lower than that, but this was still a nice scalp to the downside. Here's VWAP, and the risk to reward was significantly skewed in our favor. So around an 80-cent drop, if I just did my math correctly, yeah, 80-cent drop, it ended up dropping all the way down to $1.70. So twice the amount from here. But our risk was what, 20 cents? I said it out loud when I got into the trade. My stop loss above, I think like 381.2 or 381.3 is what I ended up saying on this. What was I about to say? I was about to say something else. Oh, yeah. And I also said the level before we ever even enter the trade, right? Can everybody confirm that? I said, watch this 381.07 on QQQ before the trade. Okay, just need to. Okay, perfect. Confirm that you did. Yes, sir. Perfect. So again, it could have broke above the area, but our stop loss was so tight that the risk to reward was there to take this trade. Plus, we had the confirmation right at the area of interest. Again, I'm not going to simply just break it down to a 1-minute time frame and then if we had no area of interest right here and I saw this, there's no trade to be taken. But once we start finding an area of interest and we start seeing price action like this, that is what confirms the trade to get short. So what we can also do, pull up trading view so you guys can see it play. Let's see. Fibs, pivot high, pivot low, right there. So again, here's our pivot high, pivot low. We can use the replay mode. Watch price push up into the area. This way it helps you guys in the future. Right there. That's your entry right there. Stop loss right above these highs. Obviously, we know it went lower than these lows down here. Short position. Boom. I just taught a class in the mastermind on what was it, Friday on Fibs, how to use Fibs for setups. And after I stopped recording, I went on TradingView, literally closed my eyes, used the replay mode, and just clicked on a random spot, and we found a fib trade, and it was an absolute banger. So this stuff works, right? Here's your stop loss right up here. Oops. Put it at 0.3. And then obviously we know it went a lot lower on the day. VWAP, was somewhere around here. So still like a 1.6 R. Potentially could have been a 3.2 R. And then there's how the trade played out. So again, that was the entry. That's what confirmed the trade to get short. Stop loss right up here. Boom. That helped you guys going back and looking at the replay mode.